Hey YouTube, how's it going? The Ayrshire Adventure Biker, with the new name for the channel. So, the video today is about, should I speak more clear and speak more proper? The video today is about in case of emergency. Now, this came into my head the other day. I think it was Thursday. I was on my way to a construction site because I work in the construction industry. Well, yeah, I do, but I build cold stores, and I'm a project manager for a cold store company. And I need to go and do site surveys and make sure everything's going right. And I was on my way to my site. I was listening to the Adventure Biker radio, and they were talking about first aid and how good it would be for quite a few people to do it on the bike, because you ride alone or you're riding with a group and something happens. It would be handy if somebody knew first aid, and I am a first aider. I'm not quite like basic first aid. I'm not quite. I'm kind of in the middle because I work in the construction industry. The job I did before, it was only a two-man team, and you worked alone, so if anything happened, you had to be trained to help him if you're being electrocuted or fell off a mute, which is a scissor lift type thing, or you need to know how to rescue them if you're working at heights and stuff like that. So listening to the Adventure Biker radio and listening to him talk about first aid, it got me thinking about a thing that I used to use all the time, and I used to try and preach it to everybody I rode bikes with, and nobody kind of took it on. But it was a good idea. Couple of flaws, but a good idea. And it was Spada, who's a motorcycle clothing company. When you bought anything from Spada, on the tag inside any garment that you bought, there would be like a tear-off bit of cardboard that came with a card that you write your medical history on, or anything that you think people would know or need to know if anything happened to you, and a green sticker. Now, I've not got the card, I've lost the card years ago, but on my helmet I've still got the sticker. So what you would do is you'd put the sticker on the side of your visor, always on the right side of your visor, and you'd put the card inside your helmet. So if you had an accident, they're meant to see the green sticker, know that your information's inside your helmet, and then you're good to go. That was the theory. There's a couple of issues with that. One issue is not everybody knew about it. So speaking to quite a few bikers over the years, some people knew about it and used it, some people knew about it and didn't bother, and then not a lot of people knew about it. Spoke to a couple of paramedics and stuff, and they didn't have a clue, didn't know what I was talking about. So yeah, the other flaw of that is with being inside your helmet. If you come off your bike, if somebody's lying in the middle of the road, you always assume they've got a neck injury or a back injury coming off a motorcycle. So especially if they're unconscious, and even if they tell you they're alright and I'm shouting about how's my bike looking, you just ignore them and just try and help them. So yeah, preferably two people. You try and take off the helmet gingerly, without moving the neck and back and twisting them up and stuff like that, and then guaranteed that helmet's just going to get lobbed. Yeah, they're just going to fling the helmet away, and if they don't know what they're looking for, they're not going to know what that green sticker is. So yeah, that's the two flaws. So listening to the Adventure Biker radio, thinking about first aid, remembering about the Spada thing that Spada did, which is a good idea, but just obviously I said flawed. I carry a first aid kit with me. Being a first aider, I've got two first aid kits on my bike. I don't always have my panniers with me, so if you're sitting on my bike, on the left hand side, under the cage for the pannier, there's a toolbox, and in there's a first aid kit. Not a very good one, but there is definitely stuff there that you could use to help somebody stop bleeding, stuff like that. On the right hand side, in my pannier, which is I've got here, I've got in the lid, I've got a first aid kit, and you can see clearly on the lid there that you've got the sticker saying first aid kit. So that's in my pannier, which if I'm doing a big trip, that's going to be with me anyway. So yeah, thinking about that and stuff like that. So I get to my construction site, I'm in the back of my car, I'm putting my work boots on, high vis on, finding my gloves, finding my goggles, stuff like that. Picks up my hard hat, and I noticed inside of my hard hat I've got an ICE sticker on my hard hat, and I thought that would be ideal for bikers, because if you ride alone, or if you're riding in a group, or you might be riding in a group that you're doing a tour, like the chicken strips tour that Teapot does, or the Richie Vader one, which I can never remember, Well Bad I think it is. If you're doing that, even though you're meant to tell who's organising that if you've got any medical issues, like if I had a medical issue and I was doing Well Bad, or if I was doing I think that's what you call Richie Vader's one, or the chicken strips, I would go to Teapot or Richie, say, look, I've got this is my medical condition. You're meant to actually tell people that if you've got a pacemaker, because defibs now are different. If you put a new defib on you, it can detect if you've got a pacemaker. The old ones don't. The old one, I remember when I was in the army, the old ones, they used to train you to do it on the Sosani. If you shock somebody who's got a pacemaker, you could literally stop their heart. Or you could blow the battery that's uses for the pacemaker. You need to be, you can kill somebody that's got a pacemaker. So you should be telling people who's running the trip and stuff like that, like I've got a pacemaker, or from type 1 diabetic, I'm allergic to it. You should be, but I can guarantee you people will not do that. So this thing is ideal for that, because once it's on your helmet, that's it. You don't have. You should be telling people. You should be telling people if you've got any medical issues. But in case you don't want to, you can get one of these. Now I've got one of these in the side of my hard hat. I'm lucky, I don't have any medical issues that would, I'm not allergic to anything, I don't have a pacemaker. The only thing I do have is I've got a pin in my leg, which doesn't really affect anything. So, but your emergency contact details, like if you're next to kin, stuff like that, definitely on this. Good thing about this is more widely known, so paramedics know about it. Plus it's high vis, so it's on the side of your lid. They're going to notice it. All the information is, if you look at it, it says pull tab. So when you pull that tab, a card comes out, a wee bit of paper comes out. All your information's on there. Contact details, anything like that. Some countries in Europe might not have the new defib. So if you've got a pacemaker and you accidentally come off your motorcycle in a country that doesn't have the new defibs, and they'll just try and defib you if you've got a pacemaker. They don't care, they'll both, and that's you, and that's it. So yeah, handy for that. So I'm going to write my information in this, and then on the right hand side of my helmet, I'm going to stick it to my helmet there. So if I'm riding alone, anything like that, yeah, they've got information, maybe got my contact details. Did have this discussion with my friend. My friend said, well, your phones now, you can activate an ICE on your phone in case of emergency. But the problem with that is, if you come down hard enough, if you've got your phone on your dash, your bike, or it's in your pocket or whatever, you could smash your phone. and nobody can access it. And to be honest with you, I think you can, I'll need to check. I think you can access the ICE if you're not the owner of the phone. I think that's one of the options you can do. In case of emergency, I think when you swipe it, I think there's a bit saying emergency. But the problem is, the chances are somebody looking for your phone, if they've found you on the side of the road, is very slim. That's the last thing they're going to think about, is getting your phone and contacting details. That's the last thing they're going to think about. So yeah, I'm going to fit one of them into my helmet. And I'll probably just buy a couple of them, because I've got a couple of helmets. I may just stick them to, especially my son's. You know, because an accident could happen that the pillion could go one way, you could go the other. It's just one of the things. I think it's a good idea. I said Spada one, great idea, couple of flaws. This one's a bit different because it's on the side of your helmet. It's waterproof. The only thing it does tell you to do is use a permanent pen to obviously write your information, because that's going to get wet. I mean, if you're out in the rain and stuff. So permanent marker. Take the tab out, write your information in it, slide it back in, wipe down your helmet with some alcohol, let it dry, peel the tab, stick it to your helmet. That's it, done. There is actually an app as well. As I said, as far as I'm led to believe, not 100% sure, I think that's more paramedics know about that, because I've seen a paramedic. There's an accident happened on one of the construction sites. This was on the side of the guy's helmet, and he did pull it out and look at the information. And obviously that goes, if you're unconscious, that information goes with you to hospital. So it's kind of good. If obviously you're away, your friends and stuff, your friends may know what your conditions are. Some people just don't like, obviously, telling other people that they've got something wrong with them. So that would be ideal for that. So hopefully that helps some information for you, and hopefully it helps some people out. I says, great idea. I'll stick a description where I bought. I think it was $5.95 or something like that from Amazon. Yeah, I'll stick it in the description below. Hope this helps some people, and hopefully the weather gets better, because I'm in Cheshire and it has been raining non-stop since before Christmas. I think we've had 2 days, dry days. So hopefully it dries up and I can get out my bike shortly. It needs a service, I need to get that done as well. So yeah, stay safe guys, stay rubber side down, and hopefully maybe see you in the road at some point. Have a good one.